Hope it runs smooth. And also we were rolled back a little bit. Not sure why, but... So let's just hope everything will work fine. We're on a stable 72 frame rate, so it should be... be good, I hope.
Those who venture into the wild must be well prepared. Examine the goods Imladris has to offer.
Now let's see here. Oh, come on. You can do it. The same stuff as yesterday. No, it isn't. That is new. Oh, yeah, we are lagging a bit. Oh, this is not good.
Those who venture in...
But we are not lagging in dialogues. It's not the same lag. We do have some lag. Okay, I will tab out quickly again. See if it like that. It seemed to like that more. Okay, let's roll with this. I still have like 5 cores left I can give. But if I do, it's going to eat up the CPU usage.
Hello, you are Farren, aren't you? I was hoping I would get a chance to speak with you.
Aye, and you must be Frodo Baggins. Aragorn and Gandalf have told me all about you, and the
Likewise, they have told me all about you. I wanted to thank you and your friends for all you did to keep us safe on our journey to Rivendell.
Yeah, but it wasn't really safe, was it? You were almost killed.
I think most of your thanks should go to the Rangers who fell at Sarnford.
You are right, of course. For my part, I will never forget what they have done for us. Even though none of those they protected were even aware of their watch. I should like to think the people of the Shire will be safe now. There have been times in the past when I felt that an earthquake or an invasion of dragons might be good for them. But I don't feel like that anymore. Knowing the Shire lies behind, safe and comfortable, will make my journey more bearable.
I came west to help protect the Shire, and I'm not about to quit now. Those of us who are staying behind will do everything we can to keep the North safe.
That is a comfort to me. I only hope that I can live up to your example.
You won't be... I read that wrong first. It does say you won't be alone. I read it like you won't be able. That would be quite a burn.
I'm guessing you'll do that and more besides. You'd best rest now while you can. You have a long road ahead. Gimli, son of Glóin! This is a happy meeting. But what brings you to Rivendell? What has passed for good or ill since I left the mountain?
Aye, and it's good to see you again, kinsman. I've heard of your exploits at Sarnford and Fornost. They sing your praises here. After you left to aid in the protection of the Shire, the foul messenger from Mordor returned yet again with more threats. King Dain thought it best to seek advice from Elrond. He chose Glóin to speak for him. When my father set out, I refused to be left behind, as happened with Thorin's quest. You were there at the Battle of the Five Armies, while I was left to cool my heels at the hearthside. Well, not this time. I go with the hobbit Frodo and his chosen 9, even if one of them must be a wood elf.
You have the luck of it to bear the honor of the dwarves on that quest. When do you leave for the south?
We'll not be leaving until Elrond's scouts return. They've gone off in all directions in search of the Nazgul, in case any survive the flooding of the river. But they have eyes out for other dangers as well.
I volunteered for such a mission. My friends and I are to search the Ettenmoors for signs of what this Agendaur may be planning.
Good, good. I don't like the sound of him. He reminds me too much of the Black Rider they sent to our doorstep demanding word of Bilbo. Well, don't delay, kinsman. The sooner the scouts return, the sooner my party can set out. The road to Mordor is long and grim, but I'll fulfill my oath, though all the orcs of Middle-earth stand in my way. Still, it would be better to have only the south to worry over, and not the north as well.
We killed an orc chieftain and drove Agendaur from his stronghold. What worries you about the north?
Before we left, we heard that Mordor was stirring up the Easterlings. But should they be foolish enough to move against King Brand of Dale, they'll find King Dain of Erebor standing fast at his side. But every step of the way here, we heard rumor of new gatherings of orcs and goblins and worse things. And though the fearful count every enemy twice, there may be some truth to it. You found such enemies at Fornost. When Sauron strikes, there will be more than one land that feels his wrath. I fear for the Shire and Rivendell, but my heart would rest more easily if I knew you kept watch over them. If Farren of the Lonely Mountain defends the north, then no enemy can prevail.
You don't ask much, but my friends and I will do what we can. If you can bear the honor of the dwarves on your quest, I can do no less here. You have my word on it.
He has a lot of confidence in us. A bit too much, I would even say.
The sun shines and all is fair and peaceful here in Imladris. A far cry from the blood and dust of Fornost, is it not? You and your companions did very well there. Indeed, things might have gone badly for us had you not been there. You have earned some time to recover from the toils of battle and hard travel. And I believe you will find no place better for the restoration of body and spirit than this, our home.
It's a pleasant enough place, all right. But I've already promised to search the Ettenmoors for any sign of the enemy. How about you? You don't seem like the type to sit idle for long.
No, indeed. We are to set off at once on a similar mission to your own. Only we will travel south, seeking for signs of the Nazgul or other threats. Aragorn will accompany us at least part of the way.
All right.
Farewell, and luck be with you.
So who else do we need to talk to?
Ah, Farren. It is good of you to seek me out. You're a stout dwarf, like all of Durin's folk. And your courageous deeds have shown your worth.
I've things that need do.
He didn't really have anything interesting. We talked to him.
Ah, Farren. I am glad you are here. I feel I must apologize to you. When I was told a dwarf had appeared on the borders of the Shire asking to join the Dunedain in their watch, I was suspicious. I instructed Halbarad to keep a careful eye upon you, fearing you were a spy. Clearly he grew to trust you, and after all you have done, I have as well. I am sorry to have doubted you, my friend.
Oh, there's no need to apologize. After seeing firsthand what you Rangers have to contend with, I think you're right to be suspicious.
Perhaps. But we should also remember there are others in the world who are willing to serve. I am glad you chose to do so.
So, you go now to claim the throne of Gondor.
Above all, I go to help Frodo fulfill his quest. For unless the ring is destroyed, Gondor will soon fall. King or no king.
Fair enough.
Good luck to you.
We've talked to him. Need to talk to Legolas.
You don't look like any elf of Rivendell. I'd wager you are one of the wood elves of Mirkwood.
You are correct. I am Legolas, son of Thranduil, king of the Woodland Realm. And I believe you are a dwarf of the Lonely Mountain.
That's right. I'm Farren of Erebor. Strange meeting a wood elf here, when I so seldom see them at home.
It is true. The distance between our two realms is not great. Yet it seems we seldom have dealings with your folk.
If things are cold between our folk, it is not the fault of the dwarves.
Oh? I had not heard the fault lies with the elves.
Oh, we're going to have an argument?
Oh, let me refresh your memory then. Your father imprisoned our king, Thorin Oakenshield, when he found him lost and starving in Mirkwood.
Your Thorin refused to give a good account of himself. We who dwell in Mirkwood do not keep our borders safe by trusting every ragged wanderer who trespasses in our realm.
So, now you insult one of our most revered kings. If I were not a guest in an elf lord's hall, I would have more to say about that.
As usual, you overreact. Dwarves and their stiff necks. You may be useful allies at need, but I will never understand how anyone could be friends with a dwarf.
Oh, okay. Job done. He hates us.
Hello! Always happy to meet a dwarf. And one from the Lonely Mountain, if I'm not mistaken.
I am Farren of Erebor, and we've met before, Bilbo Baggins.
Have we now? Oh, I'm afraid I don't recall. But you'll have to forgive me. I've grown somewhat forgetful lately.
We met upon your last visit to Erebor. I guess that was near 20 years ago now. And before that, I had the honor of sharing the field with you at the Battle of Five Armies. That was my first real taste of battle. I was hardly more than a lad at the time, but it was a glorious day.
Oh, yes, the Battle of the Five Armies. A nasty business, that. Personally, I'm glad those days are behind us. But then again, it seems as if they may not be. Everything seems to be pointing to some dark times ahead. Speaking of which, I'm told that you and your friends did a great deal to help my Frodo and the Dunedain reach Rivendell safely. You'll have to tell me all about it one of these days so I can write it down properly.
Tell me about the ring.
Can you tell me how Frodo came to hold the Ring of Power?
Well, yes, that was through me, I'm afraid. I found the ring by happenstance while lost beneath the roots of the Misty Mountains. I won it. That is to say, I took it from the creature Gollum. Of course, I did not know the full story of the ring until only a few days ago. I thought it was merely a magical bauble with the power to make the wearer invisible. I only used it to avoid unwelcome visitors. Imagine that old ring of mine causing such a fuss. I would gladly take charge of it again if that would help. Oh, yes. Gladly. Yes. You know, I think it would be best if we discussed something else.
Yeah, maybe.
Now you call Rivendell your home.
Well, the Shire will always be my home, I suppose. But this is the perfect place for so many things that I'm more than content to remain here. My days are mostly filled with my writing now.
What is it you write?
Oh, a little of this and a little of that. History, my past adventures, family trees. I've even begun a book of translations from the Elvish. Although lately I've been working on poetry mostly. Say, maybe you could help me with that. I'm writing a poem for Aragorn and I'm a bit stuck on a line or two.
Yeah, sure, we can do this.
Are you now? Well then, let me hear what you have.
Very well, very well. The verse that's giving me trouble runs like this. The light from the west is rekindled. Forth from Imladris it springs. Renewed is the hope that has dwindled.
Okay. Let's go with this one.
The light from the west is rekindled. Forth from Imladris it springs. Renewed is the hope that has dwindled. To do all sorts of good things.
Ah, yes.
Here we go.
Well, poetry's not for everyone, is it? Perhaps you could show this to the Lady Arwen. She has her people's gift with words, and this touches her deeply after all.
I'll take it to her.
Ah, thanks very much. Be sure to give her my compliments, won't you?
I'll be sure to do that. Farewell, Bilbo.
She is the last one we need to talk to.
My Govannen, well met and welcome to the safe haven of Imladris.
My thanks. I'm much honored to meet you, Lady Arwen.
Durin's folk are welcome here. You have endured great danger and given us urgent warning of a new threat to the north. For this, we honor you, Farren.
Well, it was nothing, lady. It's nice of you fair folk to welcome a dwarf.
You show the modesty worthy of a hero. Estelle and my brothers have spoken highly of your courage at Fornost, and I thank you for your part in seeing to my brother's safe return. Please, take your ease and rest a while in our halls. You will find all your heart could desire, whether it be food, drink, song, or storytelling.
Yeah, the poem.
Bilbo asked for help with a poem. I'm fond enough of the dwarvish sort of poetry, but this elvish verse is beyond me. He asked for your help, saying the subject is a matter very close to your heart.
Then it must be about Estelle. He is fond of writing verses in honor of his good friend, and therefore often comes to me for advice. You may leave it with me, Farren. I will give it some thought and answer him myself.
Thank you, that's a relief. It's not for a dwarf to be writing lines about the kings of men. And anyway, I have little time to spare for poetry. Your father has asked me to scout the Ettenmoors.
Then I will not keep you, but we may be of service to one another. I am helping my father brew a potion known as Miraval. One sip of Miraval can renew heart and soul, and bring new vigor to weary limbs. I am in short supply of certain rare ingredients that may be found in the Ettenmoors. If I gave you a list of the ingredients, perhaps you could bring any you find while carrying out your mission. With enough ingredients, I will return the favor by brewing an extra flask that you may have for your own use.
Yeah, sure.
That's a generous offer, Lady Arwen. I'll keep an eye out for what you need and bring it back once I finish scouting around.
Yeah, now we have talked to everyone. But not all of the hobbits are here. And Boromir is not here. Okay, we're gonna jump over to Bree quickly. Just to see how the game likes that. No, that seems fine. Then we can change our look. Try that. Okay, we are ready to go to Ettenmoors, I think.
This is rough country, no mistake. But so far, we've seen no sign of trouble.
But the moors stretch on for many leagues. It would be easy to miss something in these rugged crags and valleys.
Let us continue the search, but be wary. More than one ranger has been lost in these wild lands.
Okay, so what are we after? We're after honey. And there might be some scrolls here too. Bloom, crystal, and honey. Does it say where? It doesn't say anything really. Yeah, they are jumping over us.
To my side!
You cannot endure this light.
Yeah, that was awful. That was a clean cut for smashing the head off. He's dead. So we need honey. So we're looking for beehives? That's a cave. And that is something we need.
What have we here?
Some nuggets. For money, I guess. Okay, once we jump down here, we can't go back. And we have not missed anything, I hope. Oh. Okay, so that one buffs, and he attacks his own. But he's the same like the guy we killed yesterday, isn't it?
Aid our friend!
Come now, dwarf. There are still foes to defeat.
By my beard, that was a close one. Again.
No. I help.
You are not planning to leave us, are you?
But you might be dying.
Come on, dwarf. There are still foes to defeat.
Thanks, my friend. I'm in your debt. Possible.
There's money and potions.
You face the power of the Eldar!
Oh. Control. No. Didn't be. Another one? That's a bit of a show off, isn't it?
Greetings, my friends. I could scarce believe what I saw from above. But elf, dwarf, and man battling the enemy together, such things are not often seen. I knew it had to be you.
Balram, it is good to see you. I never thought we would meet again so soon.
Nor did I. It does seem a strange coincidence, but a happy one nonetheless.
You really took care of that troll. I'm glad you're on our side.
It is not the first time I have had to contend with troll kind. Yet we have accounted for but a few leaves in a forest of foes. Orcs and trolls are gathering in great numbers to follow in the wake of Bar-Grisar, a treacherous stone giant. The foul folk respect his strength, and this unites them, to our peril.
A stone giant? I've heard of them, but I rather hope the stories were just that. Stories.
Giants are real enough. From what I have been told, they dwell only in the highest mountain vales and keep mostly to themselves. I've never heard they were hostile to our kind.
They seldom are. Eagles and the stone giants have shared the mountain heights without conflict for many generations. But this giant, Bar-Grisar, is different. Without provocation, he ambushed some of our people, taking them unaware and striking them down with hurled boulders. Many of our aeries he also destroyed, along with the defenseless fledglings who nested there. Gwaihir summoned his strength to punish the giant, but he fled before us. We believe he has come here to the Etten Moors, where he is gathering an army of orcs and trolls. Bar-Grisar is a threat to all. The sooner he is destroyed, the safer we shall be.
An enemy of yours is an enemy of ours. We'll join with you in the hunt for this giant.
Your aid would be most welcome. Together we may be able to best him. Every hour he lives, his following grows greater. Let us press on!
Okay, so now we're looking for a stone giant as well. But I still don't know where to find honey. Should I be looking up in the trees or on the ground? Oh, another